The podcast you are listening to of Holmberg's Morning Sickness is brought to you by my friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Trust me on this one. You've had barbecue before, but you haven't had it this good. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale, ericsfamilybbq.com.
When was the last time you had really good Texas-style barbecue? Eric's Family Barbecue, the way it's supposed to taste. Always delicious, never rushed, and prepared to perfection. Eric's Family Barbecue uses only 100% fresh meat, slowly smoked over mesquite wood until it's juicy and delicious. We all know their brisket is the best, but have you tried their pulled pork, pork ribs, or rib tips? Amazing, and their sides are all house-made. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Make the trip. You won't be sorry. Go to ericsfamilybbq.com for more information.
It's time now for Brady to give you all the news that only Brady knows. We call the Brady Report, brought to you by our brand new sponsor, Hooters. It's Tuesday, and that's beer of the month. $4 and $5, 25-ounce Big Daddy beers.
Nice.
$5 for 25 ounces of beer
That's pretty good.
on select brands. I don't care what your brands are. 25 ounces of beer. If I've got a mindset to going in and guzzling a couple 25 ounces, I don't care what the brand is. I'm going in with a purpose. Beer of the month, Tuesdays at Hooters. If you want to get on over there, for crying out loud, do it. And they always say they like the servicemen and women so much. You bring your military ID, you get 10% off your next meal. Hooters, a proud sponsor of the Brady Report. Brady, report it.
Good Tuesday morning to you, Phoenix. Hello, world.
Howdy.
A couple of Tuesday fun facts. Peter Frampton's Baby, I Love Your Way peaked at number 12 on the Billboard charts, and Leonard Skinner's Freebird peaked at number 19.
Really?
But pop group Will to Power
Remember that in the 80s?
mashed that up. Baby, I Love Your Way and Freebird medley. Number 1 in 1988.
And it lasted for a while, if I remember right. It was up there for a little bit. I had a car in 1988. I was 16 in 1988. So that was that and Kokomo by the Beach Boys was my. This is why I never got laid. This is why I never got laid. I was in a transition period between my Metallica,
fresh off a cocktail.
I didn't know what to. Yeah, and I liked that kind of stuff, but I knew girls kind of dug the pop music, and I was starting to really like rock. But I was in that weird transition. You know, my sister was always in charge of the radio, getting ready for school and stuff because she was older than me. So we listened to Bruce Kelly on KZZP, and he played pop music, and I could get into some Wham and the George Michael and things like that would play.
But you knew that because that's also there because it attracts women too.
Right. So I would play it, and I'd keep it on their station. So I know all their songs. And Will to Power came on. I remember Gretchen Zermatt went bananas. And I'm like, all right, this is how you get them. This is where all my problems with my hideous looks go away if I'm the hip kid with the cool car that plays the right songs. Because if I would have played one for any of those cheerleaders that wanted to ride in my car, they would have left. Because they weren't ready for that quite yet. The girls were late to the party on Metallica. But I was playing Winger, and Kokomo was big, and Bobby McFerrin. I remember a lot of times, don't worry, and the top's down on the Jeep, and I just got loads of blonde.
It's hard not to sing that song.
Oh, you can't help it.
On.
And you never dabbled into the reggae at all, even on that side.
No, I can't stand it.
It kind of had that feel to it.
No.
And you avoided Buffett.
Like the plague, Brady. That was the 70s.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I look like if Sloth was the spokesperson for Hawaiian Tropic. That's basically, I look like a retarded guy who had hot girls in a Jeep, and we're listening to like poppy, catchy music, and every girl loved it, and then I was just their driver, as it turns out. Not even a digit. Didn't even get to play Captain Hook with one of them. Just filthy whores getting free rides in a cool car and just taking advantage of the convertible.
I don't blame them.
I don't either. I learned that. I learned early that they'll take advantage of you if you've got something to offer. And if you're ugly, they'll take advantage of the thing to offer and then never do anything for you. They'd give me gas money, and I felt like, man, these chicks are really into this. Is like they're offering me cash to drive them around, And then you realize a few minutes later, you're just Morgan Freeman and they're Miss Daisy. It's just a much hotter version.
So when you would drive them and like they would pass like a bunch of dudes, and they go, "Ooh, stop, John, stop!" And then you
worse,
guys stop, and then they
worse,
Uber boy.
Yeah, worse. I forget his name now. Raymond something had a Land Cruiser.
Yeah,
the top didn't come off. It's a cool car. I liked it a lot. He was the quarterback of the football team. Broke his leg. Good guy though. I actually really liked him. And so we're at a stoplight, and the one girl that I had my eyes on, like in a big way, she was like in there all the time. I'm like, there's something going on here. I can feel it. We're at Alma School, and I believe it was it was Guadalupe. So it was between Guadalupe. It was on anyway. It was right by Dobson High School. I forget the name of the street. And we get to the light. Oh my God, Ray! Rose, what's up?
Hold on, I'll be right back.
She gets out of my car and into his car and into his dreams. Evidently, that was the song that was playing. It was Billy Ocean.
All over.
And I sat there alone at the light.
So it was just you and her, right?
Ray's gonna take me home.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, good to see you.
Bye.
That's a stab in the heart.
Bye. And then what's worse? The next morning,
Can you get me?
yes, I'd pick her up at school.
Oh my
But they would
God.
at least give you gas money?
Oh, they gave me
That was nice.
That was great. That was like, you know, we get like $5 or $6 every time I'd roll out. But usually I had a load of them. But me and the one were hanging out like exclusive.
This was the
This is
time.
I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
she's the last one I'm dropping off. Things are looking good.
Good.
I'm
She
feeling
drives
tough.
off with Ray. Don't forget me, pick me up tomorrow.
I'm in my purple and yellow sweater from Spiegel.
Nice.
Feeling sharp. I got my Z Cavaricis pulled up to my neck. I'm feeling it. I'm looking at
Were
it.
you thinking about putting the hand on the leg?
I had gotten to the point
Maybe like
where I was
How long was the hair? Touching the
me.
shoulders?
Oh, full out Brian Bosworth thing going on.
Yeah.
I had the back
Nice.
going. Oh, way past the shoulder. It was nice. It was
Nice
a nice
mullet.
V down.
Yeah.
Pulled back, shaved down the sides all the way. It was terrible.
Shave down the
All the way
Total
down.
party in the back.
Spiked out. It was like a thick mohawk. It looked cool on everybody but me. Everybody who did it right, awesome. I looked a little bit like I had mange. And yeah, we were sitting.
You were
in the car.
walking right off the
It was
people at
happening.
Walmart.
I would be today. Back then, it was. Back then, in fairness,
dialed in, right.
In fairness,
Yeah.
back then you were the hip kid, Jimmy C's. But I'm sitting there, and she got out of the car. And it was like a week of work, and it was, you're right, Eric, because I no skill. I never made a move. I didn't make the move, so I think she probably thought, well, he's just not interested. Because later on in life, oh my God, I had such a crush on you. I'm like, me, the big-headed knob that didn't, yeah, but you never seemed interested because I was afraid of all of them.
Even when you hopped out of my Jeep and...
When you got in with Ray, well, I mean, that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Ray was a fully developed human being. I was some sort of weird, in transition, alien zygote. My head had moved onto adulthood, but the rest of my feet and my head were adult. I had size 13 shoes. I had this head that barely hung on, and then the rest of me it was weird. I was Pat McMahon from the ankles to the neck.
So when you pulled out, the light turns green. Did you just go over to the Circle K and hang out with the boys?
This was the awkward thing. It was still on my way home, but the next two lights are Alma School and Extension.
They were next to you.
And they were there the whole time. So I could have just driven her to Ray's house. It was rough. And they started dating. And she still got rides with me, but she was his girlfriend. So he's just plowing her.
He didn't care.
He didn't care. I was non-threatening. I was, what are you going to do with that guy? It was really awkward. But that happened more than once. There was a girl named, I forgot her name. But she used to wear sweaters upside down because she had such a small waist. So she could put the neck of a sweater, and then she started this little fashion thing for a while where her sweaters were upside down. They barely hung on. And so she would, tape them to her shoulders. And in the car one day, she's like, oh, this tape's driving me nuts. And she popped them out and started to air herself out. And she goes, want to see them? And I'm like, absolutely, yes, I do, thank you. She whips out these perfect cans. Her name's
Mardi
Carrie.
Gras.
Carrie was her name. And I take her to the house, and I get it's the worst. Why am I telling you this? I pull up in the driveway, and I'm like, well, here we are. And I turned the Jeep off because I'm like, that's a smooth move. I'm going inside. And the second this Jeep was still rattling because it was still
rumbling.
What are you doing? Oh, nothing. I just it was a goof, and I started it right back up. I'm like, I'm sorry. You showed me your boobs. I thought that was a go sign. Never gave her a ride.
Gross, no.
Right, that's pretty much what I was. That could have been my name. Gross, no.
But at least you got to see him.
I did get to see him, and she turned out to be like a heroin addict or something. So I win that battle.
You were battling?
Well, when you look back...
In the battle of life.
When you look back, and this is a good lesson to all the kids listening, when you look back at all the girls who didn't bang you, if you see them 10 years from now and they're fat with 4 kids and living in a trailer, you're going to feel really good about yourself and you won't know why. You're going to try to be nice about it, but if you're more successful than them, you feel good about that. There is a, oh, good, I'm glad I didn't end up with that hog kind of feeling. And you could have hosed, and then you start thinking about that. I could have hosed her, got her pregnant, and I'd be in that trailer. I'd be working at the checks cashed.
Dodged a bullet.
They
Dodged a
created
bullet.
that drive, too. We'll see. I'll be better than you.
Oh, I had a lot of time to focus on hot girls. It's just a little trip down memory lane of my lonely penis and I.
After President Benjamin Harrison's wife died, he wound up marrying her niece.
Oh, interesting.
40% of twins invent their own languages.
Yeah, twins are idiots.
B. Arthur
Still dead.
was once in the Marines, served as a truck driver.
They didn't know she was a woman. She was in the man Marines for a long time.
A new study asked people how far away we want someone to stand when we are having a conversation with them. The average answer,
3 feet.
you're about on it, 3 feet, almost 4 feet,
Yeah.
3:11.
Well, that's a good healthy distance. We're about 5. Well, we're about 4 feet apart.
3 feet 1 inch.
Okay, because I was going to say we're about 4 feet apart right now, maybe a little more.
But the study also asked people in other countries, and the answer was right in the middle. But the people in Romania want people the furthest away at 4.5 feet away.
Like if you and I were having a conversation at the depth, it would be awkward.
Yeah, this is about a 5.5 foot.
Do you think it's that far? I think if I laid down across here, it'd be probably about 5 feet. This would be an awkward distance.
Hungary
to
was
just the two of us standing
4.2.
talking.
Yeah.
About 3 feet.
The recent stat on drivers and getting into crashes: 1 in 4 drivers who got in a car crash were using their phone just before,
Yeah.
a minute before the accident.
Like that wreck that happened a couple days ago where they killed 13 people and the poor person, and I feel bad for the person because they got to live with it.
Kid.
But yes, sorry, I was texting. Killed 13 people.
Yee.
That's brutal.
Lucas Dietrich, he's 18 years old. He is responsible for the headline of the day. Illinois man arrested in donkey punch incident.
What?
He was at a birthday party that took place at the Willoughby Farm in Collinsville, Illinois, and he punched the miniature Mediterranean donkey
Oh.
in the
Real
face.
donkey punch.
Good news is the donkey was not seriously injured, but he's arrested for,
Bad donkey punch.
yep.
You can't publicly do a donkey punch.
Cops learned of the donkey punch after being tipped that a video of the incident had been uploaded to Twitter.
I used to think when friends and I talked about the Dirty Sanchez and the donkey punch and stuff, probably about 10, this kid looks like an Aryan Nation photo.
Exactly,
This
and
is-
it's right in Illinois.
Collinsville, that's our arch rivals.
There you go.
In football.
That makes sense. You're punching donkeys.
assholes.
I used to think that to myself. I'm like, wow, people making Dirty Sanchez and this. And the more I get into the internet and like learn, I think it's real. Donkey punching is real. Strawberry shortcakes are real. Dirty Sanchez are real. The Houdini it happens. It's a thing.
Indian goggles.
Indian goggles are a real thing. And I used to think it was somebody's vivid, funny imagination. No, it comes from stuff people have done. Because pterodactyl porn is a thing. There's no reason to believe that Indian goggles aren't actually real.
Somebody did it for the name.
Somebody did it and then gave it a thing. I put a butthole dot on her forehead. We need a name that.
This Christmas might be impacted a little bit this year. I got some bad news, but Santa Claus was arrested.
Uh-oh.
He goes by the name
Is it Eric's
of
brother?
Fidel Gonzalez Gutierrez. Lives in Marathon, Florida.
Is your brother.
And he lists, according to jail records, his occupation as fisherman.
Ah.
But he was busted. He sold cocaine to an undercover cop 6 different times over the past few months. I'm hoping charges don't last that long, but we're in real trouble if they throw the book at him. Because,
Holy moly.
yeah,
He's either Moses or Santa Claus because he's seen a burning bush. That is a silver beard. Man, he's been on the mountain for 40 days.
A guy recently stayed at an inn in...
Sorry, a tweet just came in that says, did those cheerleaders ever try to set John up with a great guy? No, it was, I'm sure they thought about it. Don't you want to go out with Jess Judge? I don't think he's gay either. What are you guys talking about?
This guy recently stayed at an inn in Mousehole, England, called the Carrington Arms. And while he was drinking there at the bar, he had a heart attack. The bartender sprang into action, quickly got help, and saved the guy's life. But when the hotel was looking through its TripAdvisor reviews afterward, they found the guy still left a bad review. Because breakfast wasn't included in the $75 a night rate, and he said the bar was terrible.
Yes. It needed some remodeling. Well, that's impressive.
This has kind of gone viral. Jessica Rupi lives in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and she pulled out a Cheeto out of her bag.
Just one?
Check it out. Yeah, one Cheeto.
Out of the Cheeto bag, not of her purse.
She pulled it out of the Cheeto bag.
Oh, my God.
That's about half the bag.
Small snake.
It's a long Cheeto. It's got to be a record.
Jealous, Brady?
Yeah, Brady's feeling
That thing
someday
looks
that's
so
your dream.
delicious, Eric.
I would love that to be my Cheeto. I would be Cheeto my body with it.
If you could spend a day be Cheetoed, would you dip your body in the powder and just live it as a human Cheeto?
No.
No?
Would you live as a human?
What would you do? You
Cheeto?
do the ranch, that powder ranch stuff. You like that?
No,
If you could dip your body in any flavor, what would it be? You got to do it for like a week. You have to be the powder dust man of what flavor?
maybe the white cheddar.
You'd be white cheddar, Brady.
Yeah.
The answer to that is, that's ridiculous, John. No one would ever do that. But you actually answered it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be white cheddar. You thought about it. You rolled out the options. You picked one. Anyone else with a decent brain would have just turned and said, hey, Eric, what's going on in your world? You just ignored the question.
I think we could do that. We get one of those little
We can be Cheeto.
pools. Yeah, we'll get a little baby pool. Fill it with Cheeto dust.
Is that like
No,
roll-
you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
What you want to do is just a mist. It's in the dust.
But is it like a normal person would scatter hundreds all over the bed and roll in it? Is that your version of that? Like white Cheeto powder?
I'd
I'm in
rather go
heaven.
for the hundreds.
I'm in heaven.
I want to fulfill your dreams, Brady.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Would you rather roll in a bed of hundreds or in a kid's pool of white Cheeto dust, but you don't get to keep the money? It's just rolling in one or the other.
And I can keep the white cheddar dust.
It's yours forever.
You
Oh,
lick
you
it.
got me
Yeah,
on
you
that.
got the cheddar dust is yours. You'd snort it.
Let's do it.
Let's be Cheeto Brady one day.
I want to do it.
The
I don't
human
know why.
Cheeto.
I don't know why.
Because he'd be up for it. That's why. You know he'd have a big smile on his face.
I just see him rolling around in that pool.
You'd be Cheeto any of us, and we look mad. You'd be Cheeto him, and there's a beaming smile off of his face.
This is the happiest day since the birth of my child.
It would be like
You'd be
winning-
pulling the LeBron, throwing the
Yeah.
chalk up.
Witness. Human Cheeto.
There might be.
Let me ask you this.
Depends on. Ow! That's screaming hot.
If your God came down and just said, I'm feeling frisky, you can have $50 a week from me for free.
Okay.
Or one of your fingers is a regenerating Cheeto.
Lord,
You eat it, and the Cheeto grows back like within 10 minutes. You've
Lord,
always got a Cheeto.
give me the finger.
You went to Cheeto finger. That'll really screw up these science people.
man, imagine that.
It'll
John.
prove I live. But I'm going to turn your one index finger into a Cheeto. You're always going to have orange powder dust all over the place. You're going to be a Cheetoed finger, and it regenerates within 20 minutes of you eating it.
You'll never go hungry.
You'll never, but you would never go hungry with $50 every week either.
Well, maybe if you're in the middle of African desert, $50 ain't getting you anywhere.
What's he doing there?
I don't know. You know where Brady
You never know where you find
Your
John.
improv skills are ridiculous. Where did we put him and why? I'll go with the yes and on this, but I'll do the
Brady's
yes
an
and.
adventurer like his father.
But
One
my
time I
God.
got lost in the African desert.
yeah.
I don't
Did his
think-
dad
and my,
go to Africa?
And my Cheeto finger
But
saved
what's
me.
great
you.
is your requirement is now it's
Torp went to Africa.
It dovetails with the
I had
phrase.
to go pick him up because he was lost.
I'd have never made it if it wasn't for my regenerating Cheeto finger, and it's now a thing. What if he's lost in the African desert?
Cheeto finger kicks
ready.
in. Your $50 is worth nothing out
Do you know
there.
how dead Brady would be with he would be a slave in Africa with regenerating Cheeto finger. They would put him in a cage and make him feed the village.
Do you think a warlord would have him?
They would lock his arm in a vice where he couldn't reach his own face, and people would walk by and just eat his Cheeto finger, and then another kid would wait in line next.
The money I would make out of bagging those regenerated Cheeto fingers.
You can't bag them.
Yeah.
One at a time. You have to eat it.
You break
No,
them off,
no. You
bag, sell
no,
them.
sir. You don't.
Exclusive finger Cheetos.
Idiot. You have to eat it.
You have to.
Then it regenerates.
Well, he didn't
That
know
was
the
deal.
rules.
That's what I said. You eat it, and it regenerates after you eat
That's
it.
different now.
No, it isn't. It's the same thing. I said you eat the Cheeto finger, and it grows back. Now, we could make it like a monkey paw that only if you eat it,
I have to
grows
eat it
back.
immediately? How long can the Cheeto
It's your
finger hang
finger.
around?
However long a Cheeto lasts, a million
Well,
years.
but I'm saying, so I can't break it off and bag it?
No. You have to eat it.
That's
Once
a
you
fake Cheeto
then you
finger.
can break it off, but it won't grow back until you digest it.
See, these are the kind of arguments
Yeah.
that
You're
whenever
not gonna hear
somebody
it on
goes, maybe you guys should have a girl on the show. And I go,
Why? She would fight us.
oh, this
Yeah.
this argument, she would be so pissed about this argument right now.
Unless we had a fat girl on the show. And then she'd be like, yeah, okay, let's say your toes.
Only one finger?
Your toes are milk duds, right? And you can never wear socks again.
Okay, I got it.
Girls never get these arguments.
No. Because they're not fun.
You guys are stupid.
Fun, that's why. They don't tell fun stories and they don't do fun things like this. They don't have imaginations. Let's watch the South Park. The whole season last year was that they were mining us for our jokes and our semen. That's it. Because that's the two things they don't have.
A couple named Victoria Baldwin and Adam Dyson. They got divorced over 2 years ago.
All right,
it
hang
got
on.
pretty-
What if your Jimmy is in on this?
Okay.
What if your Cheeto finger was constantly growing, and you had to eat it down to the nub, or it would like start to like hurt people?
Ooh, how fast?
It was like you had to constantly eat the Cheeto finger.
I
Keep it at a regular
couldn't
rate.
keep up with it.
Yeah, that'd be
Tire of
that'd be rough.
Cheetos. Yeah.
Again, I'd like to be able to break it off and bag it.
You're not allowed to make money off of it.
Brady Cheetos.
That's
I'm
a
with you, Brady.
copyright.
I think you can do
It's
it.
a copyright.
John
infringement.
says you're not allowed.
I don't think that's true.
As king of the Cheeto
I could
finger.
have Brady,
I made up the
I could have
scenario. I
Brady-
can. These are my guys.
Okay,
Look,
I've got it.
you
Brady
two,
white
hold
cheddar
on.
puff-
Turning you down. Shut up. Until you two come up with a scenario that fun, you're not allowed to start changing my rules. No, F you. I'm the god of the Cheeto world.
It's
You
my
don't-
finger.
it's-
I'm playing along.
I invented your finger in this.
You weren't playing along. You didn't know.
What do you mean?
Shut up, Toledo. You have nothing to do with this.
Why would you bag Cheetos if you
Yeah.
could? Here's another thing, dummies.
Because I have so
No, you're an
many of
idiot.
them.
God offered
I want
you.
to share
shut
my
up.
puff fingers.
God offered you $50 a week, or a Cheeto finger. You want to bag up a Cheeto? You're not going to make $50 a week doing it that way. You dumbass
On
should
my
have taken
white
$50 a week.
You're kidding, man.
I'm with
You
Brady.
can't. You would have a small Ziploc bag of Cheetos by the end of the week.
No, I'd get a nice setup. Nice graphics.
How? Because
bags and
again,
set that up.
think about it.
The
Are you
problem-
spending more
Well,
than
that doesn't
$50
mean
a
I
week?
can't
Are
work.
you
Just
eating a lot
because-
of fiber?
Just because I have one Cheeto finger doesn't mean
Right.
I can't work.
Right, but this is your plan. $50 a week or regenerating Cheeto
Brady's
finger.
white cheddar puff fingers.
You want to try to make
That's the
about
problem. It's already
Idiot.
trademarked, man.
Right, you're an
not
idiot.
the Brady's cheddar
Cheeto.
puff fingers.
It's a Cheeto.
You'd be the crappy
you
Cheetos.
You can get cheese puffs.
Yeah,
Right.
but they have to have a different formula.
They're
he
garbage.
said Cheeto.
They're garbage. Even if you did break
So
them
it's
off.
the trademark Cheeto.
It's a Cheeto. Yeah.
Okay.
Chester is there to
Okay.
make sure to stamp it with the TM.
well, then
What
that's
the-
out the window.
what
I'm
the
going the
f- is wrong with
$50
you?
then.
Of course, now you're going to the $50 because you're an idiot and your plan was stupid. Going to try to sell a handbag of Cheetos every week and try to top $50 with it. You're a moron. You're not going to sell $50 worth of a knockoff Cheetos.
Although if I had the Cheeto finger, maybe I'd become the Cheeto
You're an idiot.
spokesman. Because
Maybe. Now, there's something there. You
the
could
new
parlay it
Jared,
into
you
that.
could be
I'll
the
give you
new
that.
Jared.
Now that's thinking. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could be the new. And God forbid, there's a kid with Cheeto dust all over his penis.
Chester.
Because
Chester.
Brady's the new Jared Cheeto. I didn't do it. Well, clearly you did.
The guy's orange.
The kid's dick is orange.
Nuts.
And his nuts, yep. Moron.
So anyway, Victoria and Adam, they got divorced over 2 years ago. And it got ugly at one point. But thankfully, they both recognized what their real priority needed to be. It's all about their 4-year-old son, Bruce. So every year, the couple gets together and still does a family portrait for the kid.
Oh, the kid's going to be a pain in the ass.
Oh,
Because
No kidding.
mom
You
and
gotta
dad
check out these
won't let
pictures.
him experience like heartbreak in
The
life.
first one you can.
Doesn't that just make him
they're
feel
together.
worse?
She's pregnant, but
I can't see.
Victoria has moved to Alaska. Adam lives in South Carolina.
This is terrible.
I think
This
so
is like
too,
you
but,
and Dawn.
But they're reporting it as, isn't this
That's
great?
a bad idea.
Like on visiting day, you don't go take a picture with the kid, right?
No.
That would be wrong.
God, no.
I don't even think they allow it where she lives.
Yeah, they might not.
I don't think they allow photographs. I mean, maybe in the chow hall or something when that big, you're allowed to have family lunch day.
No, there's a family commissary or something like that. You can have
She's not
lunch.
back in, is she? I feel bad if she's back in.
No.
Okay, good. In the Who's Cow.
We've got an awesome radio video. This happened at the Grand Rapids Zoo in Michigan. They posted a video of a chimpanzee and one of the...
Riding on a Segway?
No. They like to throw their poop.
Oh, yeah, they do.
And this chimp did a little dance and then flung it into the crowd.
I love
and
it when-
nailed Grandma.
I love it when they
Check it
entertain
out.
first.
But wait till you see.
Oh, and they entertain and then
Oh,
they
yeah.
do some chuck. Oh, yeah! Oh,
Now
it was a
check it out.
stealth. Great move.
And Grandma!
In the chair.
No, watch.
It's a face shot, and she's in the chair.
And miserable. You gotta go back and see her face again.
The chimp wins.
Look at her. I got it on my face. So mad. This is just like college.
Oh, that's awesome. She's covered in it.
What is it?
That's why they put him behind glass usually.
Most of the time, but he's down in that bottom thing. But he's doing his cute dance.
Good
Got
job,
that lob
Caesar.
right over the.
Look at
edge.
the grandkids enjoying so much. Grandma's covered in feces.
Look, everyone.
She's-
Caesar's dancing.
Miserable. Everybody turn your attention to Caesar the Dancing Chimpanzee. I love every chimp I see, from chimpanzee to chimpanzee. Oh, sorry, Grandma. Grandma's been covered in Caesar. That's unfortunate.
They've already isolated her head and made
Oh,
a
it's
meme of her.
make memes of Grandma.
She's Poopnocchio.
That's a great shot.
That is.
He's got a better arm than Alex Toledo.
And it
Oh,
went.
yeah.
Oh, that was money. That's a
Looks like it's
bullseye.
hooking into the mouth.
We have a bingo. That is a great shot, monkey. Take that, smartest species on the planet.
Who's having fun with the polar bear?
Great stuff. Don't distract Brady with screens.
Look at that one.
That was great. In fact, chuck feces at Grandma today. It's entertainment for hours and
See
hours.
if you get the same
See
reaction.
if you can get if you throw your own poop. We're primates. I mean, some don't believe it, but really. That's great. And the worst part is right before that, what you don't see in the video is somebody going, wheel Grandma up close. She can't see. I don't care to get that close. I've seen monkeys. Get her right up there. She, look at Caesar's dancing for you, Grams.
How fast did Caesar get that? And it was quick.
Oh, well, yeah, he was bouncing it
hands
out.
right-
And then he
What-
did a
was it
real
his
quick.
Hands? I gotta.
No, he did it. He did a quick move
Yeah, it was a quick
undercarriage
swipe.
pull up, and it was all one motion. It was an undercarriage grab and fling. Oh, it's the best. That's still in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I've told the story before, but it's still worth repeating for those of you who haven't heard it. My dad taught me about monkeys and gorillas tossing their chunks,
Puke.
and we're all watching these gorillas. And it's an open thing. It's like just barely, like they couldn't get out, but they could get to us. There was like a chain link fence and then like a wooden fence. And we're all standing there. Gorillas are doing nothing. Two of them staring at us. Big crowd of people. Look at how big that fella is. And the people say the same thing. He's just huge. They're so much like us. They sure are. It really gives you pause for thought on what we come from. Blah, blah, blah. Kids are going to see that. That's a gorilla. And then the gorilla gets up like, screw this. And he goes into his little enclosure, all fours. Look at how they walk. It's very amazing. We're the only bipedal animal that come. All right, shut up, genius. Comes back with a 40-pound handful of feces. Big pile. Orange and brown.
40
poop.
pounds.
It's 40 pounds, Brady. It had girth. It had weight. It filled his hand and it had a little top on it. And my dad was the one who goes, all right, everybody, he's going to throw it. And we all scattered the exact distance we thought gorillas could throw poop. And the gorilla stood there, walked up to the edge of the fence, and all like, oh. And I don't know why we all just didn't run for our lives. And then he just put his face in and started eating the pile. Kids puking and running away. It was the greatest zoo experience ever.
I was wrong. They do the other thing. They
Remember that
eat
thing?
it.
Remember that thing about us being like them? No, not so much. Why would God do that to my children? Oh, it was great. And I mean, he did it like with such disdain. Like, you have no idea how much we are like you. I think, I see, I'm self-aware. But you know what? I'm not above eating my own to get you away from me. And that's where we're different. You guys are hoity-toity. We eat to stop conversations.
Regularly, they eat and regurgitate.
Yeah. I would do that if it wasn't so frowned upon, so just to get out of small talk. I hate small talk. Sometimes. This weather's really good. Everybody's allergies are acting up. How have you been? What are you doing? I'm eating my own because it's better than talking to you. Good God, he's like a monkey.
You
And then
get
I just
that
chuck
could get
it
out.
at the guy.
Yeah, I would go with the throwing thing. If
No.
don't talk to him, he'll
If
throw
it's
his poop
Brady,
at you.
socially, if it's a party, I don't want to wing it and miss and hit somebody with nothing to do with it. That's where we're different than the apes. I'll eat it.
John, my grandmother was changing my sister's baby's diaper. Long story short, baby had explosive diarrhea
Oh,
on
yeah,
grandma.
that's
Grandma
not-
threw up on baby.
Yeah, no.
Big mess.
Yeah, that's no good. When I was back in Indiana, the person I stayed with, my cousin Sean, her granddaughter was there, her grandson, and he'd come out with his pants off. Hey, it's like 2. What's up? He'd running around. Hi, John. I'm like, hi. Where's your pants, Dom? Hey, they're in the room. I'm like, oh boy, come on. Dom's pants are off again. She'd go in there 3 times, and I was there for a day and a half. 3 times, he'd lay a towel out on her bed, drop a deuce across there, and then get off the bed and leave. I'm like, oh, and they lost their minds. It was that gooey, gross stuff, too.
But the kid would lay the towel out?
He would lay a towel
That
out,
was good.
poop all over the towel, and then run out with dirty poop butt, with mud butt, and no pants on, because he's like, I'm not going to put them back on. He was thrilled. He was happy as can be.
John, can you get that?
And then it was coming out, and then it was like a time bomb. His pants are off, and he's running around in the kitchen with his pants off. He just knew somewhere, and I just shut and locked my bedroom door. It was his 2nd birthday, so he was
Did
pretty.
you lay the towel out on the bed?
Well, I blamed
Do the
him once.
same?
I'm like, look, what's this kid eating?
Man!
I put out a 4-footer. What is this kid eating? Look what he did in my bed. Somebody should clean this. All right, here we go. What if you had a Cheeto regenerating penis? Would you let starving African kids eat it? If, and I'll add to this, if it could an orgasm.
Oh, yeah.
You would feed little starving African boys. But you're feeding them.
Continually.
Yeah, they're going to have to starve.
Really?
Yeah.
You would not feed a nation.
I just wouldn't, I wouldn't feel comfortable with my regenerating
You selfish
dong in a
bastard.
kid's mouth.
It's a Cheeto dong.
Yeah.
God gave you the gift to
Bill.
feed. And God came to you and said, I want you to feed Africa.
Well, if God came to me and said that's
and
what I
every
want-
time you do it, you're going to shoot a little bukkake down that boy.
Oh, well, no.
Skeet, skeet, skeet.
Lord, I don't know.
You would question your God.
Yeah, I
Man, you
would.
can't do
No way.
I would question. Sure.
He gave you Cheeto dick
Question a little bit.
to feed the earth.
Please tell me again. I mean, there's plenty of people in the Bible that questioned his stuff. And then
Right.
they finally
Well,
came
that was
around.
easy.
Yeah,
Question.
what happened to them?
And we're not talking
They
about the
finally did it.
Brady. We're not talking about the Bible. We're talking about like direct contact.
Oh, I'm going to be.
Brady, wake up! Look at your dick.
Oh my God!
It's a Cheeto.
It's a Cheeto.
I want you to feed Africa with that. Regenerate.
There doesn't seem to be a downside.
One other thing. Every time a kid eats it, you're gonna skate, squirt, and squirt. Kid.
Oh God! Come on.
Come on, it's a fun little test. Let's do it.
It's added protein.
And then, like Eric said, you're gonna end up lost in the African desert, and you're gonna have to eat your own dick over and over.
You know Eric?
Oh yeah, Eric and I are tight. It's half his idea. I just had the Cheeto dick idea. He added the part. You wouldn't do that?
John, is that you?
I'd do it just for laughs. All right, who's next? Oh, thank you so much, Cheeto Dick God. Oh no, it's just so moist. It's disgusting. I want more. Back in line. Next. Hey, Jenny. What's going on, kid?
I am so grateful for your Cheeto dick.
Yeah, me too. Get down there.
Get in there.
The visual.
All right, everybody, that's it. I'm like Ferguson John and autographs at a spring training. That's it. 5 more minutes. The line ends. It's like going to Little Miss Barbecue. Nobody after this is getting any food today.
The comment from the first guy in line.
Oh, is that Cheese Whiz?
Would be kind of a different shade. What if nothing, like there was no release, but you still had the feeling of an orgasm?
tough one.
I'd do it.
And this guy wants to know, okay, so I have to know, is it just going to be a weird orange dust bukkake, or...
Or if it's the real
Right.
Magoo. Man goo. Okay, how about that? It's an orgasm, but it just shoots out more Cheeto dust.
Puff.
The kid gets an extra dose. Does any other workplace have this conversation? All right, guys, before we start talking about the big client meeting today, imagine you're in Africa. What? It's motivating us. Just be quiet. God has given you the gift of regenerating Cheeto dick.
You could feed the kids.
3 jubies. This is not good.
This sounds so gay, but why am I interested?
Yeah, because it's something you got to think about. Could happen. You never know. If you believe in God, you believe in any miracle, and that's what he wants to feed the world with. Your dick.
Miracle of Cheeto Dong.
I'm getting that license plate today.
Cheeto DK.
Cheeto Dong.
It's 7:58. Ted Nugent. I wonder if we open the interview with that scenario, if he'd be like, I'm done.
Probably.
See you later, guys.
I don't think you can surprise people with that topic. It has to be organic. It has to just come up in conversation. There you go. That's your Brady Report. Brought to you by our friends at Hooters. Beer of the month, $4 and $5 25-ounce Big Daddy beers. Man, oh man, that's a good deal right there. 25 ounces of beer for $4 and $5. You're not beating that anywhere else. It's happening on Tuesdays. Our friends at Hooters are now the new sponsors of your Brady Report, and we thank them very much.